everybody, and thank you for joining me once again. For all of you who are new here, who are new to my channel, my name is Eleftheria and I am a front-end developer, currently actually working as an app developer, and I really like UX and UI design, and I've also done a master's into that. So I believe that I am quite qualified to do a review, and Rajpal was kind enough to send me his beautiful website. So today in this video we are going to do just that. Alright, if you guys also want to take part with your website, if you want me to do a free review, then down in the description box you will find a link, and there you can fill it with just your name and the URL, and that's it. Okay, let's get started. So, this is a beautiful and modern website. There are some positive things as well as some things that I believe that they could be improved. Some of the things that I really like, and I would encourage other people to do like the same thing, is that we have like an image and not just a logo. The first thing that we see is like a hello, I am, blah blah blah, and what I'm doing. So this is a great example on how you can start your website, your portfolio. Something that could be a little bit better is that you have like here on top your social media. It's nice that you have your social media, but I would suggest you to move them like down below in the footer. You don't have them in the footer, and the reason that I say that is because the other person wants to learn more about you, and probably he's interested in like this section right here, which is the about me section, or some projects and like some experience and stuff like that, and then the other person can navigate to your GitHub, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. Alright, so my suggestion for here would be to just move those 4 things down below in the footer. Now the other thing that I really like, and I say that every time to every review that I've done, is that I really like the sticky menus, and this is a nice example of that. So although I'm scrolling down, the header is always there. That's a big plus because the other person can navigate pretty easily on your website. Okay, now let's continue. Here on the menu you have about me, work, recent projects, skills, recent blog posts, and contact. Here you have like about me, but when I click on that, it will be a little about me. My suggestion here would be to change the title and make it as about me. This is something more common, a lot of people do that, and it is correct. So instead of a little bit about me, just do it about me. Then you have work, and again this section is where I've worked. I do like that section, but my suggestion would be to do them in a chronologically order. You have 2019, 17 and 16. That should be the opposite thing, like as we write our experience even in LinkedIn or on our resume. So you should have like 2019, 2017, and last but not least 2016. A nice thing here, if you want at least to add something, would be to add some more details about the job that you were doing in that specific company. Scrolling a little bit down, we will see the recent projects or projects I've worked on. I would suggest you to keep the same names as you have them in the titles. They should be the same as you have them in the menu, and here in the menu you write everything nice. So take these titles and add them here. Instead of having projects I've worked on, do that recent projects. And now I have like another small conflict that I see in other portfolios as well. You have like recent projects, but do you have somewhere else your projects? And if you have there here your projects, I will click on that. You have like 3 projects, alright? There isn't anything else, just these 3 projects. And on recent projects, you also have these 3 projects. this means that the recent projects with the project, it's the same thing, right? So why do you have it once as recent projects and the other time as projects? Do you plan on adding some more things? I'm not sure about that. I cannot say anything about that, but I think that you get the point with recent projects, and the same goes for recent blog posts and blog posts. Keep it simple and keep it minimal. If it's projects, like, keep it projects. If it's blog posts, keep it as a blog post. You don't need to write recent. Okay, so let's go actually here in the project. I like that it has like this minimal animation. It's nice. I really like the idea of showing me like this the technologies that you have worked with. Now I would suggest you to make the width a little bit bigger, so the other person either wouldn't scroll, or he could see if you keep the same height, he could see more information in the same length. So again, try to make the width a little bit bigger. This is like too small. The other person wants to know about your project, so really give them the information. Now if I go inside, my first issue is that I cannot see the title. I can see the date, which is cool, but I cannot see the title. And now here it says 2019 January. This means that it's not something recent. On recent projects, I should be able to see projects of 2020. If it's not by 2020, it's not recent. Okay, so here again, I really like that you have a big image, and I really like the simplicity of it. I like that you have feature request tool, a nice title, you have the demo, dependencies, and instruction and other stuff here. It's really cool. I also like the minimal scroll to top button, but here you have neighborhood restaurant map. I don't really get that. Is this your previous project? And if it is your previous project, I don't remember the name of that. So instead of that, you could write previous project, and then later here maybe next project. Keep it as previous and next, and don't always give the title. And also, if this is like your previous project, before I clicked on the first one, so there weren't any previous. There should be next, because it took me on the neighborhood restaurant map. If I go now on this neighborhood thing, I can have like a stash and feature request tool. Be a little bit more careful about the previous and the next button, because I think that there is like a small issue here. Alright, other than that, I like that. I like the simplicity. I like that you give a lot of information. I like that the other person can see demo, can see maybe some code. So I do really like that. Just be a little bit more careful with the next and the previous button. Okay, cool. Let's continue a little bit with our next section, which is the skills. Skills, again, I would suggest you to keep it only as skills and not skills I've learned. Okay, we usually just have it as skills. Here I like how you have categorized everything, like JavaScript, and then you have React, Node.js, and all these things. That looks real cool. One small suggestion here again is to play a little bit more with width. So you could have, like, let's say the JavaScript section on left and the Python section on right, and then you could also have the Java like down below. But again, the other person doesn't have to scroll so much, and he will be able to see more things at the same time. We will continue with a recent blog post, or as I would name that, just blog or just posts. Okay, here play again a little bit with the width, really make it bigger, and you can also add some images. Let's click on one of that. Again, here I have like the same issue. I can't see what you have wrote here, but it's nice that now I can see actually a recent blog post. This is great. I really like that I can see some code and everything is clear, minimal, and yeah, I think that in this section you really did a nice work. Again, just be a little bit careful with the previous and the next button, and really you don't need the title here because the other person doesn't know what you were talking out before, but maybe you just want to see your previous and your next article. Okay, let's go to how I build my website, and here actually there is nothing. I would suggest you to write something. If you haven't write an article, you cannot really present it as an article. You cannot really say that this is a blog post because you actually haven't write anything. It is just an idea. Okay, and moving on to the last section, which is the get in touch or the contact section. I think that by now you know my suggestion to play a little bit more with the width, but the good thing here is that you are using a big font size and everyone can read it pretty easily. I like that. Again, you have name, email, message. If some of those things are necessary, then you could add the asterisks to show them that they are mandatory. Then the last thing that I would say for this page is that on the send button, the contrast between this purple and the gray color is not big, so maybe think of changing a little bit this gray color. I don't know, maybe try to play a little bit with the colors because now there is not a big contrast and the other person can't read easily what you write here. Okay, so now the footer, it's nice. Here you have a lot of height. You maybe don't need so much height. You can do this a little bit smaller, and you can add your social media. So take your social media from here, okay, so from here, and move them down here. Cool, let's continue now with the projects. Pretty much we've already saw that part. You have the images, you have the title, and you have some text here. It's nice, it's cool, it's simple, it works out fine, so I really like that section. And the same goes for vlog. Again, I would add here an image. I think that it will make it a little bit better, but yeah, you know, so far it's good. Alright, really quickly we are going to check it and see how it looks on a mobile phone. I've already actually checked it and I did like it a lot. Again, you can see everything. Maybe here you can add them one next to each other and not one below to the other, so the thing is going to be the same. The other person won't scroll so much. The text here is nice, and something that I forgot to mention earlier is that I really like this section right here that you say that I'm currently looking for summer internship opportunities, so the other person knows exactly what you're looking for. This is great, and keep it. Okay, so in a mobile phone it looks cool. Keep it as it is, and I hope that you liked my review. Alrighty, we will continue with another website, another portfolio that is coming to us from Griffins. Griffin, thank you so much for submitting your project as well. Now, Griffin informed me that he was going for the single page vibe, but he's not sure about the UX and the UI. And Griffin, my friend, I think that I have some good suggestions for you. The first thing is that when we say that we are going to do a single page, we don't mean that the other person won't be able to scroll. So I'm not sure if you did that on purpose or not. Anyway, some quick suggestions would be to add a menu and add some height to your website so the other person could scroll. You can have some information about yourself as you already have here. I don't know why, but I cannot hover in these letters right here in this text. I don't know how you did that. So it says, hi, I'm Griffins, front-end developer with a passion in ML and AI. I make stuff happen, really cool. but you can also add some more information about yourself rather than talk to me about tech, planes, football, space, and supercars. Here also the dot, between the dot and the AI there is a space. You don't want that space. And here between planes, footballs, and space you need to add a space. Okay, you have your current dev stack. It's nice, and technologies I have used, again, it's nice. I'm not really sure what's the difference between the technologies you have used and the current dev stack. Some things could be the same, some things could be different. Like I believe that React, like it can be in both places. So make sure what is your current stack and the technologies you have used, like what is the difference between these two things. And also you can add your projects here, right? Like what are your projects, what have you built, and what you're looking for. The other thing is that you're using your social media like that. Keep it really simple here, and maybe focus on having all the images in a circular mode as it is Twitter and GitHub, and don't play too much with other icons as it is on Twitter, Medium, and Stack Overflow. Really try to keep it simple. And also, if you look into that, you will see that you can see like the pixels. We don't want that, and the same goes for GitHub as well. Trying to find images with good quality so the other person won't see like the pixels. Make them a little bit smaller and have them in the end of your website. And this thing with Stack Overflow, you don't really need it. The other person can just click on Stack Overflow and he can find you pretty easily. Now again, the same goes for GitHub. Since you have GitHub here, you don't really need that. Instead of that, add your projects. I think that with these suggestions you could do a lot of things. So play with this section right here, make all of your images look the same. You don't need this Stack Overflow and you don't need this GitHub. Add your projects, like keep it simple, a title, a date, maybe an image, and that's it. You don't really need anything else, at least if you want to keep it simple. And also add a little bit more things about yourself. Maybe have a menu, maybe have like a contact form. You can play with, a lot of stuff. Now, something that again I think that I would change is the color, the gray color. I'm not sure where exactly it is, but instead of gray, okay, here it is. Instead of gray, why don't you do it like something like black? I think that it will look really, really better. Okay, so that's it, Griffin. I hope that you also enjoyed this review, and if you guys have any more suggestions, leave them as a comment below. If you did enjoy this video, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a beautiful day, stay home and stay safe, and see you really soon. Bye!